Most wouldn't know until pulled over for it, but the license plate light is a federally mandated feature on all motor vehicles since the 1960s. All it really does is illuminate the rear license plate or registration tag and is activated when the parking lights are on. In this video, I'll demonstrate the replacement procedure for the license plate light on the 1997 to 2001 Jeep Cherokee, but note this process is almost identical for pretty much every Jeep model of the era, the main exception being the type of bulb used. All you need is a Phillips screwdriver, a flathead might come in handy though, and some penetrating fluid will be your best friend if you live somewhere rust reigns supreme. The XJ uses bulb 168, which comes in a 2-pack at your local auto parts store for $17, or you can check the link in the description to a source selling the exact same bulb for less than $1 a piece if you can wait for shipping. A clever trick to make this a little easier on yourself is to open the liftgate and let it rest on your arms to keep this all eye level. Your first step is to remove these two screws holding the cover on. Now, these are usually really rusty, so spraying some peanut butter on them and leaving the liftgate all the way open for a few minutes while that soaks in might help avoid stripping them out. I'm going to press very firmly with the screwdriver while twisting. This way the head more effectively locks itself in mesh with the screw. Once the screws are out, the cover should fall out of place. If it doesn't, you can carefully pry at either side with a flathead. The socket twists counterclockwise, and then the cover can be removed. The bulb pops out as such. It's a good idea to inspect the socket for any corrosion and clean that out before putting a new bulb in it. If you can, avoid touching the new bulb with your bare fingers, because the oils on your hands apparently destroy light bulbs. I don't know how true that is, but I mean, it only takes a few seconds to put gloves on, so. With it installed, run over to the headlight switch and turn on the parking lights to make sure it works. And then slide the cover back on and twist the socket clockwise. To fit this back in here, I had to remove my license plate frame, which is something I imagine a lot of people don't have to worry about. Screw everything together and go for a test drive. Yes, you need to test drive the license plate bulb. If the light doesn't work, I reckon the wires at the pinch point in the tailgate might be chafed, bent, cracked, disconnected, or other adjectives describing my ex's mental state. If that's the case, as shown here, you'll have to disconnect and pull the wires through the rubber boot into an area you can more easily work on them by removing the plastic trim pieces on and above the tailgate. Here we can see the one wire that is broken is for the license plate light, so how that even still worked is beyond me. But regardless, the coating on the wires is dry rotted and brittle after 20 years of being opened and closed, so with some wire snippers and a soldering iron, we'll get everything back into shape.
Oh yeah, that's totally working. Quite possibly the greatest idea we've had all day.
We've covered each one in heat shrink and wrapped it all in electrical tape. After about 3 hours of very tedious, cramped, and blister-inducing work, it's all patched up and ready to go. I'll test the other functions of the liftgate as well to make sure they are also working. While you're poking around out here, probably a good idea to make sure all your other lights are working too, so with the key in the run position, I'll yank the handbrake up, put it in reverse, shove a stick between the seat and the brake pedal to hold it down, and activate the hazard lights.
Alright, we can see brake lights are working, hazards are on, reverse lights are on, third brake light's on, and our license plate light is on.
Doing this check every now and then might save you from a ticket, so even if you don't have an XJ, I want you to go out to your car right now and make sure all the lights are working. Thank you all for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.